We're here with Mac Menace Beats today.
What's happening? What's happening?
How you doing, my guy?
It's all good. It's all good. Quan, what's up with you, man?
Bro, I just doing my thing, bro. Just trying to get these interviews in, trying to get people to know who our artists, our music artists are out here in the city and whatnot in the state. To get, because people need beats, people want features and stuff like that. People,
Yeah. Most definitely, I agree.
Yeah. Well, shoot, let's jump right into it. Excuse me, my bad.
You good?
Brim, Mr. Mac Menace, what's your working style like when you make beats and stuff?
I'm pretty much in here constantly. I'll stay in here for like 8 hours such. Try to get done. I'll try to get at least 10 projects done per day.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I get like 5, maybe like 2 to 5 of those beats done. So that's probably how I kind of work that.
Okay. I noticed on social media and whatnot, you make like a lot of Cali type beats and whatnot. Is that like your favorite type of style to make, or?
Oh yeah, I'm born and raised from the West Coast, so straight up California. I grew up on West Coast music, gangster rap. That's kind of how I came up with it. I like that style because I grew up with around funk, 80s funk, Motown. A lot of those things happening. I was always into the bass lines and how things were being played within a song. That's really what I was paying attention to most on a song, was like the bass line.
Yeah. What do you feel like makes a good song, like a good beat or something?
To me, what makes a good song is kind of how really the song is being played. If it's catchy enough, if the hook is good. I always love singing the hooks myself. The verse can be something, but if you got like a song with a hook that you can sing to and it's like a sing-along, that's really like a hit right there, because you really want the audience participation out of all of, like, throughout the whole song instead of just some parts of the song. But I just like, if it's a good sing-along, something I can just ride to, then that's always a good track.
Okay, yeah. Have you linked up with any artists down here in the Springs or Pueblo or Denver in the States here at all?
Not just yet. It's a work in progress, though.
Why is that?
For like a lot of people, for me, I say, for me, if I want like an artist to work with me, they kind of need to get down to what sound I'm making and how they can try to integrate within that. And the thing about a collaboration is that when you have somebody you want to collaborate with over the sound that you got, you want to try to find some way to come into the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You can try to put a direction to a song, and if I feel like, oh man, he's got the voice for this, he sounds great, kind of thing, I'll call him up, see what we can do. Sometimes, you got to figure out how you got to negotiate things.
Yeah.
It's kind of comes down in the middle. If you get done with a song, you got to figure out how you two are going to market it. Before you make the song, you got to figure out how you're going to try to come up with the concept of the song, like the hook. If you need any more instruments within the beat that you're putting it into, kind of things like that. It has to be a chemistry between artist and producer, or even between two artists. There has to be a chemistry in how you can make it work.
Yeah, I feel that. Let me ask you this question, because lately I've been recently seeing you post the rapper Hitta Slim. And
yeah.
Like, who is he signed by? Like, and how did you link up with him?
So he was known, because I used to listen to him back in middle school. I used to listen to this dude like way back in the day. He used to go by La Rue the Hard Hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And right now he's signed on with E-40 Sick With It Records.
Okay.
He's been signed on there for about a good 4 or 5 years. And how I kind of linked up with him, I was in CSU Pueblo at that time. And I was following him on Instagram. And kind of know how like rappers on social media, they'll kind of post like, hey, I need producers, send me beats, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was trying to get a lot of placements in during that time. I was already sending out beats to like 4 or 5 other people out in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really got back to me. With Hitta Slim, I kind of just played it as like a dummy role kind of thing. Like I didn't think he was gonna get back to me kind of thing. I just sent him like the best beats I could, and like I kind of just blew it off from there.
Yeah.
And then like literally the next morning, I wake up, I'm looking at my phone, I'm missing an email, and it literally said La Rue the Hard Hitter. I said, oh shoot, he actually got back to me.
Oh shit.
I didn't think any of it, but you know, he sent me like the fire emoji. But he's like, hey bro, send me your number, da da da, and I'll contact you soon. I said, all right, cool. And really nothing happened. This was like March of that year. That had to been like 2019.
Yeah.
So give it around, we're almost graduating, so it had to been like May, that, like maybe a couple months afterwards. I'm in class. I'm almost, I could have sworn, I don't think we were studying before the final. Because it was the final like maybe like the next some days before that. I get a call on my phone and like it's literally blasting out loud with my ringtone in class. I'm looking at it, I'm like seeing this Sacramento area code. I'm like, dang man, I don't know anybody from Sacramento. Who? And I was like stopped. I'm like, oh. I kind of had to stood up. You know, people were like looking at me during my class time. I was like, I gotta take this. You know, I'm looking like everybody's kind of looking at me like what's wrong with him, kind of thing. You know, like, shoot, who's calling him? Like the president calling him or something like that? Like, it's gotta be somebody important. So, anyways, I ended up going outside. I ended up like picking up the phone, like, hello, who's this? Like, yo, this Mac Menace Beats. I said, yeah, who's this? Like, this La Rue the Hard Hitter. And I said, oh shit. Dang, I was, first of all, man, I was a fanboy.
Yeah.
I had to be like, man, I was like, bro, man, I've been listening to your music since like middle school, so I was like 15 years old, da-da-da-da-da. You know, I've been rocking with you and the whole clique from the Bay Area. And he's like, yo, yeah, appreciate it, man. Like, yo, your beats are like mad sick. And, you know, we started working, we started linking up. I was like, all right, cool. And then, you know, I really didn't hear anything till maybe the next some weeks later. And then he sent me a track that I had sent him from one of my beats. It was that was actually the first track he dropped. It was with E-40 and it was called Hog Shit.
Yeah, I think I seen that when you posted.
Yeah, and like I remember that too because me and my roommate Dylan Motor was actually up in his room. We was actually recording. My phone had died, so I had put it downstairs, and we were up in this room recording for like hours. So we had stopped, took a break for a minute. I went to go downstairs, get my phone. I turned on my phone. I literally like set it down on the table, and I had it on vibrate. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing zzz, 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 and it's like going like nonstop for like whole 5 minutes. I'm like, what the hell's going on my phone?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like my phone might be broke. My Instagram was blowing up. I had like so many like messages off Instagram. I'm like, whoa. I like look at my friends like, yo, what's going on? So I had to click on one of the posts, and then that's when surprisingly out of nowhere, Hitta Slim had dropped that Hog video with E-40, and he had tagged me in it.
Oh shit, yeah. So
I'm getting blown up like from every random person. I'm getting blown up from like T.I., Mike Epps. He commented on the track.
Oh,
who else was commenting? There was a lot of people commenting on that track. Snoop Dogg commented on that track. I was seeing all these things blowing up on my phone. I'm like, oh shoot. So after that, you know, it was set. It was kind of like set sail from there.
Yeah. Now, you and are you two still close or what? Y'all still?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I just sent him a pack like last week.
Okay.
He just dropped a song last week that I just produced.
Hell yeah. Cause I remember you was talking about you wanted to like find an artist who you can like make consistent beats for. I remember that was like back in school though.
Oh yeah, and it's still like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still trying to find that one person. You know, it's not easy around here, especially with what I'm trying to do and whatever they're trying to do. I have no problem with whatever the artist is trying to do on their part. But I feel like if you're gonna try to collab with me, I have I'm my own critique artist. So when we're dropping a track, I gotta be 100% honest with it. If we're trying to drop this together, if there's certain things that I need you to say within the track, maybe you said a phrase this way, I might want you to say it this way, so you can emphasize on that. Yeah. It's gonna have to be that way. That's how the collaboration is for me.
Yeah.
I have to lead you to a certain place. I want everybody to have their own creative freedom, but then when it comes to the standpoint of if this is a track to drop for everybody kind of thing, then that has to be something that has to come down to the final executive producing decision.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So, when working with me is kind of like a business. You know, I have my certain things that I need you to do if you want to work with me, and there's certain things that you need me to do for you if you want me to work, which is cool.
Yeah.
We can try to come down, you know, like I said, somewhere collaborate in the middle. It's fun.
Okay. Yes. I like it. So now, like, do you what's the difference between the producer and the engineer?
So with the engineer is basically somebody who kind of puts it all together, polishes everything up. The producer is basically somebody who gets everything started and tries to figure out what goes where inside the track. You know, if you're a musician and a producer, that's great. If you're just a producer who has to go get musicians to come and play, you know, certain pieces to your track, then that's how it is. A producer is basically somebody who composes the whole track together as a whole, and an engineer is somebody who kind of just fixes every little tweaks within inside of that track, and, you know, makes everything sound a lot better coming out of it.
Okay. Now, would you say you're both, or which one do you lean more towards too?
I lean a little bit more towards producing.
Yeah.
For right now, I have engineers who kind of do a lot of the more polished work for me. So, you know, I honestly don't really kind of set people back on that, because really I like to work with everybody's talents. Because if I'm strong at a certain section and they're strong at a certain section, maybe we can try to talk something, you know, down the middle where we can just make something happen, make a hit.
Is there any like producers out here that you would like to collab with?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Can you name a few?
Can I name a few?
Yeah.
There's Blitz. Got the homie. What's the homie's name? It's one of your homies. What's his name?
Nigel?
Not Nigel. Well, Nigel too. But me and Nigel, we talked before. We're still gonna come down to we still trying to, you know, conversate about how we can collaborate somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But he's still one of them. He's pretty dope. Man, what's his name? You just interviewed him too.
Oh, LB.
LB the Genius. Yep, there you go. LB, he's pretty dope. I've been following him for. Really, you put me on to him, and I was following him for like 2, maybe 3 years prior before he even added me on Facebook. And I was like, yeah, he's pretty dope. So he's one of those guys I want to work with. Anybody else who I know that's in the city, up in Colorado Springs, Denver, Pueblo, anybody who I can see, you know, who I feel like that's got enough talent, I'd be like, hey man, we can make a hit off something. Let's do it. And if they down with it, they down with it. If they want to try to find some money agreement in the middle, we can do that too. Because, you know, after we find the money agreement, then we got to figure out what placements of our stuff in the song that belongs to us. It's still going to be 50-50 per hand, but, you know. Yeah. On that part.
Okay. We gonna cut it. Okay. We back. Real Spiel Talk with Mac Menace Beats. So let me ask you this. What do you think Colorado needs to do to, like, for musicians for us to be seen on the map, and how do you think you can contribute, or how can you contribute to making that happen? For us to at least be shown, like, have some type of we gotta have somebody popping, you know?
There's plenty of people popping up and recognizing out here. You know? I say for Colorado, because Colorado's actually starting to get mentioned now, which is a good thing. Because it's the fact that, you know, I was just seeing like the last month that Thizzler, you know, from the West Coast was like mentioning a lot of Colorado artists, which is, you know, surprising me, because Thizzler is just nothing but West Coast music. You know, it's nothing but from Bay Area to LA, from LA to Las Vegas. You know, you got it kind of like your triangle around that area. So for Colorado to be mentioned by Thizzler, we're doing something good. I say we might just need just a better marketing, because, you know, you want to broaden out your audience, not even just people within your city, but more just like people who are more outside of the state. You want people outside who don't know anything about Colorado to start listening about what's going on in Colorado. You know, that's kind of like saying, you know, people from Jersey, we didn't know anything about anybody from New Jersey till it came over out here in Colorado. Yeah. You know, like, that's another thing too. You know, we can broaden ourselves within close range, but, you know, to widespread ourselves out there, that's a little bit more harder to do. And I think for that to happen, you gotta, well, first, you know, I've been recognizing a lot lately that a lot of Colorado artists kind of ask for support instead of just trying to get support, which is another thing. You never want to ask your friends or your family for support in your music, especially nowadays, because anybody who just says you're trying to be a rapper, they don't take you seriously, especially your friends, because your friends can be the most biased people around you.
Yeah.
Either they're going to love what you do, and then when you get to that point, they're going to start talking shit, or they're going to start talking shit from the get-go, and they see you doing good, then they're going to flip the script and be like, oh, I was with him from the jump.
Yeah.
But they didn't help you share your music, they didn't help you, you know, get around the other artists, they didn't hype you up as you think that you were supposed to. So that's why I never tend to ask my friends or family for support, because I know I won't get it, and at the same time, you want to broaden your music out to people who don't know you, and for people who don't like see you on a daily, because that brings a certain bias to them right there. And I've also been recognizing lately there's been a lot of ego.
Yeah.
A lot of people with really high egos.
It's a power trip.
Power tripping really badly. And I've been seeing this, it's been a pattern, man. Like, the biggest egos in the smallest town won't get you nowhere. It'll honestly get you more outcast than anything. And I've seen this happen plenty of times to where at the end you thought you was hot shit, and then later on you think you come out with the best album, then you drop it, then you complain about why people aren't listening to my album. I don't know if it has nothing to do with the music, maybe. It's probably how you treat people, or how, you know, you perceive yourself as like someone who's titled, and then they have to be like, who are you kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, you can be big in your city, but try not to let that impact your networking, which can also be a weird factor in that too, because really a person who thinks they're big shit really can get to that point. But honestly, man, if you're more humbled, I bet you'll get a lot more faster in life in places that you think you wouldn't have got to if you were just acting a little more humble.
Yeah.
So I feel like also that too, you know, you want to be more humble, learn how to market yourself a lot more better, learn to broaden your audience to maybe a bigger section of another side of the world. You know, you never know. That's how kind of 6ix9ine got his, you know, how got his fame. You know, he didn't get famous in New York, but he was doing touring everywhere else because nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because you're like how it is back in the day. You were supposed to be big in your city, then broaden out. But nowadays, you gotta be broad. You gotta be bigger everywhere else, then get back into your city. Because people don't want to see you doing good until they see you doing good. And that's happened to me too. You know, people didn't believe in me as like, oh, he's just a wannabe producer, he wants to be a rapper kind of thing. And then boom, when I dropped that one song with Hitta Slim and E-40, and then I dropped that video, because E-40 also got on one of my other beats too. And so when I dropped those videos out, they were like, oh man, we believed in you from the get-go. You know, like, oh man, I knew you could do it. Da-da-da. I'm just like, ain't none of y'all sharing my shit.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to call you out for it. I appreciate it. But come on, man. Nobody was supporting me. I never asked for support. I never went on Facebook and tagged nobody in my tracks. I told myself back in 2011, don't ever do that. Especially if...
When you tag a bunch of people and then they don't even really... They look at it, but then they just...
kind of just blow past it, like blow it off. Like, and we're all the same way. I get it. You know, because I feel like if I don't have permission to tag you in my song, there's really no point. You're going to blow it off anyways.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
It's usually like every time somebody posts whatever, if I post whatever, like if you see it, look at it, share it. If not, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And that's another reason why you should never ask your friends for support, because they're going to look at it, see it on their page. Sometimes they're going to cuss you out for tagging you. Like, man, why you tagging me in this? Don't ever do that again. Da, da, da. And then you're going to have worse problems, because then your self-esteem lowers.
Yeah.
And then you're going to feel some type of way like, I hate this place and none of my friends support me. Da, 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 da. Kind of stuff like that. So I tend not to try to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Shoot, I seen on your computer you was cooking something up. Can we get a little sneak peek?
I made this like literally 2 hours before you got in. It was, let's put this on. It ain't fully done.
of our viewers out there, where can we find you at on social media?
Oh yeah, man, I'm on BeatStars, Instagram. If you find me on Instagram, it's Mr. Magnificent. My BeatStars is Mac Menace Beats. You can find me on there. You can find me on SoundCloud. I'm not normally on my SoundCloud as much, but I do drop stuff frequently whenever I can. And then I'm honestly trying to work on other platforms, other social media sites that I'm working on right now, trying to market myself out, broaden myself out. I just joined Beats Club. That's a new platform that Timbaland and a lot of other producers are kind of working on right now. So hopefully we can get something popping with that too.
Next year. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Appreciate you for the interview.